Hello everyone. Has your land been attacked by these creatures? These creatures have caused millions of dollars in damage to agriculture and traffic safety. This video is a compilation of the most thrilling moments of hunting in the United States. Please watch the video. According to USDA data, livestock losses due to wolves cost American farmers millions of dollars each year in 2011. With the total value of livestock losses due to predation estimated at $97,200,000.00. With wolves accounting for a significant portion of this loss to minimize the impact of wolves on ranchers. To participate in wolf hunting in the US, hunters need to complete a firearms training course that lasts at least 3 months before the hunting season at the Minnesota DNR Center. Each group is from 4 to 8 people to ensure safety and efficiency. The hunting season takes place in the winter from December to February of the following year, with detailed instructions from professional guides to ensure correct hunting techniques and safety for hunters. Specific regulations may vary between states such as Minnesota, Wisconsin, Montana, and Idaho, so hunters should contact their local wildlife management agency to understand the requirements and necessary licenses before engaging in the activity. Avoid hunting violations. If a hunter violates the law, he or she may be subject to fines ranging from $5,000.00 to $7,000.00 depending on the severity and confiscation of the hunting license. In the United States, hunters are eligible to participate in wolf hunting if they are 21 years of age or older and have at least 1 year of experience in hunting wild animals, especially hunting in harsh winter terrain. To reduce the difficult travel time in harsh weather conditions, the US government allows hunters to use Polaris Sportsman or Jeep Wrangler vehicles with a speed of about 50 miles per hour. These vehicles help hunters track and move quickly, increasing the effectiveness of wolf hunting. Every hunting season, hunters are responsible for collecting the wolves they hunt. If the collection is not strictly controlled by the government, it can lead to overhunting, reducing the wolf population, causing an imbalance in the ecosystem, and negatively affecting the environment. The US government began installing wolf traps in the 2000s, which have significantly reduced the wolf population in the area. To increase the chances of success, hunters must prepare bait next to the traps and can set stakes when there are no trees nearby. Traps are usually set in dry grasslands or snow, and the mechanism requires hunters to have at least 2 years of experience setting and operating trap. When setting traps in snow, hunters need to ensure at least 12 inches of snow to keep the traps stable, while on dry plains, a sturdy anchor system is used to hold the trap in place. Traps must be checked at least 3 times a day to capture a large number of wolves during hunting season. Setting traps eliminates the need for hunters to come into direct contact with wolves, reducing risk. If trapped wolves are still alive, hunters must knock down them immediately before collection to avoid wanted effects. The largest consumer of wolf fur is Alaska and northern states such as Montana and Wyoming due to the high demand for products that keep you warm in cold weather. Each wolf fur costs an average of $200, 0 cents, to $500, 0 cents. To ensure the quality of the fur, hunters often treat and preserve it by using salt to disinfect and dry the fur to keep it from being damaged during transport. According to the latest USDA statistics, in 2023, the area of corn cultivation in Texas reached approximately 11.2 million acres. However, an estimated 1.2 million acres have been attacked by wild boars, accounting for up to 11% of the state's total farmland. But they destroy cornfields that are nearing harvest and even devour newly sown areas. Their footprints are scattered across the ground, along with shed hair and irreparably damaged areas. As you walk through the fields, you'll see just how severe the devastation is. In parts of central Texas, where feral hogs are prevalent, the damage they cause to the agricultural industry is expected to reach $750 million by 2023, and that number is expected to rise as new areas are attacked. Even more alarming, corn harvesters are frequently encountering feral hogs, affecting productivity. Authorities in Texas are working to reduce the wild boar population from 9 million to below 3 million. However, this is a major challenge that requires not only government support, but also the cooperation of the people of Texas. Hunting on cornfields has become an important and effective method for controlling the wild boar population. Daytime hunting is the most common, as it provides better visibility and it increases the efficiency of handling situations. However, wild boar hunting must strictly comply with legal regulations that prohibit hunting pregnant sows and young piglets. In Texas, the hunting season usually takes place during the fall months from September to December. In particular, hunters are not allowed to exceed the permitted quota, and violations of the Texas hunting permit regulations will be fined based on the market price of pork in Texas. Specifically, fines can range from $500 to $2,000 USD, depending on the severity of the violation. Hunters under the age of 21 are prohibited from participating in any activities related to wild boar hunting to ensure safety and compliance with state regulations. Texas authorities may opt for an AR-15 rifle with a 39x40 scope, which allows hunters to easily target targets at ranges of 100 to 300 feet. At the same time, it ensures the safety of the hunter while aiming. In addition to hunting measures, Texas authorities have chosen nighttime as the ideal time to set up large iron cage traps capable of capturing 50 to 70 wild boars at once. These traps not only help residents save on installation costs, but are also convenient when placed in areas with high wild boar populations. The traps are designed to be safe and quick to set up, taking only about 30 minutes to complete, making it easier for hunters to operate without much difficulty. An essential part of the wild boar trapping method in Texas is the use of corn bait. Reports indicate that corn bait contributes up to 80% of the trap's effectiveness, making it easier for wild boars to fall into the traps. These iron cage traps currently rank among the top 3 most effective methods in the United States for hunting wild boars. According to data from the Texas authorities, a wild boar weighing up to 500 pounds was captured using this method, marking a record in the fight to control the population. The modern Texas wild boar trap mechanism allows hunters to observe and control the entire process remotely. All wild boar activities are monitored through a camera system, and when the right time comes, the hunter only needs to activate the trap to close it. However, to ensure the trap works best, hunters need to check and monitor the trap at least 2 to 3 times a day to demonstrate humanness in hunting. During that time, Texans also installed 15-foot high cornfield fences to keep feral hogs out. However, this measure is only a deterrent, not a long-term solution to controlling the feral hog population. If you want to control their numbers, consider the above 2 measures. Late on October 10, 2024, Florida experienced an unprecedented natural disaster when Hurricane Milton made history. Not only did it cause $20 billion in property damage, Milton also destroyed nearly 123,550 acres of pristine forest, depriving millions of animals of their essential food source. According to information from the Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA and the Florida Department of Natural Resources FDNR, Hurricane Milton caused the most devastating impact in Florida's history late on October 10, 2024. In the Ocala National Forest, more than 15,000 wild boars lost their food source due to the storm's heavy rain and strong winds, leading to severe malnutrition. On October 11, 2024, they attacked the cities of Tampa and Miami, destroying all infrastructure such as the I-4 freeway system. The grass on the sidewalks was dug up by them, creating deep holes that were dangerous for pedestrians. At the same time, the aggression and surprise of black bears directly threatened the safety of millions of people, forcing many areas to be locked down and carry out emergency evacuations. Total infrastructure damage is estimated at $25 billion and has created major challenges for Florida in terms of recovery and reconstruction. Faced with the increasingly serious impacts of wildlife, the Florida government has implemented measures to install iron cage traps to prevent the attack of 1.5 million wild boars. In particular, after Hurricane Milton, the forest terrain became slippery and dangerous, requiring safety measures when installing traps. In response, 560 hunters participated in the installation in licensed hunting areas in the Ocala National Forest and Everglades. The iron cage traps were designed and installed with the requirement of at least 2 people to ensure safety. To attract wild boars into traps, Florida hunters have adopted the method of preparing corn bait. The most popular corn bait used is sweet Dixie corn, which is famous for its ability to retain its aroma even during stormy days. This bait attracts wild boars and helps increase the pre-capture rate by up to 75%. It is mainly active during the 3 months from October to December 2024. The wire cage traps used in this campaign are designed to securely trap wild boars and prevent them from escaping. Each trap can capture 10 to 15 animals at a time. Hunting of young wild boars and pregnant wild boars is prohibited to maintain the natural balance and limit negative impacts on the wild boar population in the future. Thanks to responsible hunting management practices, Florida has saved more than $12 million in losses this hunting season. To improve the effectiveness of wild boar control, Florida authorities have applied remote tracking technology to iron cage traps. With this system, hunters do not need to go directly to the trap area to check, reducing the risk of accidents during installation and monitoring. Instead, they can monitor the trap's operation right at home. This hunting campaign has been successfully applied by Florida residents over the past 5 years, proving its high efficiency. After trapping, hunters are responsible for collecting and reporting the quantity to the authorities so that they can come up with new measures for the next hunting season. At the same time, Florida authorities were dealing with black bears in areas such as the Apalachicola Forest and the Ocala Forest. Gun hunting measures were implemented to quickly take down black bears. Hunters were required to be between 18 and 65 years old with a health certificate and to complete a gun safety course. The black bear hunting campaign, which lasted through the hurricane season, helped significantly reduce losses. Black bears are sensitive to human scent. This makes it easy for them to detect the presence of hunters, increasing the risk of attack. To participate in hunting without danger, hunters need to follow strict safety measures such as using anti-scent devices, avoiding carrying products with strong odors, and always moving in small groups. The type of gun commonly used in black bear hunting is the 30-06 Springfield compound rifle, famous for its ability to shoot accurately from a distance of 100 yards. In the harsh terrain areas affected by Hurricane Milton, hunters need to be fully equipped with protective equipment and survival skills to cope with difficult environmental conditions. In particular, hunters must always monitor to the changing hunting policies of the government to ensure safe hunting. In Florida, residents report frequently seeing monkeys on the streets, particularly in the central part of the state. According to statistics, there were up to 300 traffic collisions involving monkeys in 2012. In addition to causing disruptions for drivers, monkeys also eat leftover food on the streets and from trash bins, leading to numerous environmental sanitation issues. The estimated damages caused by the presence of monkeys could reach up to $34,000 annually. A WFTV television station in Florida has reported extensively on this situation, reflecting residents' concerns about safety while traveling and their daily activities. In response to the serious situation of monkey attacks, the Florida government has implemented monkey hunting activities since 2018. The monkey population has decreased from 1 million to approximately 300,000 due to the government's control efforts. Hunting with firearms requires hunters to frequently update their information, as Florida's hunting policies often change. Those interested in monkey hunting can follow updates on the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission website. Hunters must comply with the requirements outlined, and then their permits violations can result in fines of up to $1,000. The minimum fine for minor violations is $200. Non-compliance with regulations can lead to the revocation of permits and other penalties, impacting future hunting opportunities. Therefore, hunters should pay close attention to these regulations. In the process of hunting monkeys, the Florida government has implemented a policy of using wire cage traps as an effective measure. The use of these traps is not too strict for hunters, because they are easy to use and can be placed at forest entrances, as well as near residential areas. According to the government's report, up to 50 monkeys can be caught in one day in one set. Floridians will be prohibited from using traps that cause injury to animals or humans, such as spring traps or wire traps. Instead, they will be allowed to use wire traps, which are safe and effective for catching monkeys. Residents should carefully read the regulations regarding the use of traps to ensure that the traps they choose are licensed by the government. The traps that are allowed for monkey hunting in Florida allow hunters to set them up quickly and alone in 15 to 30 minutes. These traps are convenient and easy for one person to set up without assistance. The design of the traps often allows for easy disassembly and relocation to different locations. The traps remain functional in bad weather, optimizing the effectiveness of catching monkeys over multiple trapping sessions. Inside the traps, bait is often placed to increase the effectiveness of capturing monkeys by up to 3 times. Bananas, in particular, are a favored food for monkeys, making them highly attracted to the traps. The bait is placed right next to the trigger mechanism, so when the monkeys step on it, the trap door will automatically close. Floridians are very creative in designing different types of traps. Some traps are operated by collapsing from above, and most of them work well. In Florida, wire cage traps are still the most popular because they last longer than wooden traps. Meanwhile, Georgia and Texas favor wooden or spring-loaded traps, which are simple in design and easy to use. After the hunting and trapping activities are over, the Florida government requires hunters to be responsible for collecting and reporting the results to the authorities. This helps to strictly control the situation, avoiding taking advantage of opportunities for personal gain while participating in monkey hunting. In addition, the government also organizes educational programs to raise awareness among people about the seriousness of the monkey situation in the locality. Provides safety precautions to protect the health of the people. Combining it with installing electric fences next to forest areas is also not a bad idea. Don't take your eyes off the screen. The next part will reveal to you a new method of dealing with monkeys in another state of the United States. The Komodo dragon, the largest lizard in the world, can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh 300 pounds. They are known for their highly venomous bite, which can paralyze prey within 30 minutes due to venom containing various proteins that weaken the body and disable defense mechanisms. Notably, they often feed in waste-filled areas near water channels, increasing the risk of spreading infectious diseases. If not controlled in time, these dragons can become a significant source of health and safety issues for the people of Indonesia. In 2014, a shocking incident occurred when Komodo dragons directly attacked convenience stores in Bali, severely affecting businesses. According to statistics, the Indonesian government spent over 2 million USD in 2016 to help residents deal with the dragons. But humane methods have proven ineffective. To protect the safety of the people, the Indonesian government has issued a policy of hunting Komodo dragons with guns, an extreme measure to quickly control their numbers before their sudden attacks. Hunting Komodo dragons is only allowed in certain areas, under a hunting license called Surat Izin Mensing dan Berberusin. Hunting areas are located in designated areas away from residential areas. Nature reserves are completely prohibited. During Komodo dragon hunting in Nusa Tenggara, hunters prepare bait to attract them to the hunting area, with a minimum distance of 20 yards. Research results show that out of 100 Komodo dragons tracked, up to 75 were attracted to the bait, helping to shorten the search process for hunters because they are good at hiding, preferring to frequent dense and secluded areas. The hunters will go to areas along the riverbanks because these are places where Komodo dragons often come to find food and water. When hunting near water, hunters need to be mindful of staying silent and patient to avoid scaring the prey and letting it escape. The hunters will be trained in Komodo dragon behavior through courses offered at the Komodo Dragon Conservation Center in Indonesia, where training programs are held twice a year. According to the new policy, hunters in Indonesia must be at least 21 years old to be permitted to hunt. In terms of health, hunters are required to have a minimum weight of 150 pounds to ensure they can move across difficult terrains. An important regulation in the new license issued in 2020 is that hunters are not allowed to use motorized vehicles to access hunting areas. If this rule is violated, hunters could face fines of up to 700 USD or have their hunting rights revoked for a certain time. The type of firearm permitted for hunting Komodo dragons is a long-range rifle, with a .308 caliber ensuring accuracy and efficiency. The Komodo dragon hunting season runs from June to September. During this period, hunters are allowed to hunt up to a maximum of 50 dragons per season. Hunting rifles will only be licensed to 100 hunters out of the 800 applicants to control the numbers and ensure public safety. Komodo dragons can pretend to be unconscious, so hunters need to be cautious when handling them directly. When a hunter holds them by the tail in reverse, they lose the ability to attack. Be careful with every action during the hunt. Thanks to tightly regulated hunting activities managed by the Indonesian government, Komodo dragon attacks on residential areas have decreased by 40% since the implementation of this measure. After 2022, the regulations were adjusted to ensure ecological balance and prevent overhunting. Additionally, hunters are prohibited from hunting pregnant Komodo dragons and juveniles. Hunting is a government-designated activity, and hunters receive financial support during the hunting process. Therefore, they must be responsible for their actions. Hunters are required to report the exact number of Komodo dragons they have hunted so that the government can monitor the population. Additionally, hunters must stay updated on any changes through the official website of the Indonesian Ministry of Environment and Forestry. Failure to comply with new regulations or submit timely reports could result in the loss of financial support. If you want to know any more information, please comment down below. If you are looking forward to part 3, please comment number 1. Subscribe to the channel for more useful information about hunting. Please watch the video.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.